Hey, je vais laisser un peu mes lunettes, après je les enlever. So, they will not say didn't have a claim. So I know to contact ICC, you need to, for someone like me, simple citizen, individual person. So you need to claim something on the legal, with a legal jurisdiction in the country. And if they don't defend you, you're going to the ICC if it's an international crime. Depend the importance of this crime. I will not say a crime more important than another, but you will not contact the ICC for a basic crime you have happen for people on the country. So ICC, it's an international court of justice, international criminal court. So basically, so I try to process the basic legal way, so by the Canadian jurisdiction, but they block all justice. Start by the base. So for a case like mine, you need a criminal charge. You need a criminal investigation. So you need to contact the police to start. So the thing I try to do, they block us. So we basically they start basically I learned they burned my house on, that was in January 24. I learned the news, and the house was burned in Boxing Day 2023, so the December 26th 2023 that happened. But we live in USA, so we don't live in Canada. So the news came a few weeks after, so beginning in January. So the contact we had in Canada, so with the hypocrisy, say, oh, we inform you for the loss after your house. Okay. The thing is, after they gave us the few days, because it was a shock, I couldn't imagine what he's saying, the guy. For me, it was on. I said, what are you talking about? So that was a shock. But a shock you could not realize it's true. So after, he sent me, put me in contact with the chief of firefighter, the legal jurisdiction of firefighter where my house was. The explanation of the guy was so suspect. So it's like, at this time I start to have a suspicion something wrong. So the chief said it was electric fire on the electric part of the house. I said, my first reflection is how you could have an electric fire without electricity, because the electricity was officially disconnected in 2016. So a while ago, didn't have electricity. So I didn't reconnect the electricity because technically to prevent this kind of situation, I didn't connect the electricity. So they cut the electricity. We are not client. We were not clients since 2016. I never reconnect because I wouldn't like to have this kind of situation you talk about now. So when I say that, the girl never answered. It cut all contact because they didn't expect to have this detail. So that was a perfect crime, but they forgot without electricity you don't have electric fire. So the guy, I think he felt so stupid, he never answered. So the chief of firefighter. So after the contact I had, because that was an official contact from Digby, the local government, Digby town, and the guy who take care about the heritage home, because the house was a heritage classification. Captain Cheney house, centuries house. So I asked the guy because he was our official correspondent. So I said, we need a criminal investigation. So he said you will see what he could do with, he could receive with that. So we waiting, we were a few months, nothing. So after we contact the police, they thought I was a joke because we were in USA, we claimed something in Canada. So I had I went on the website, I claimed something, never answered. So I asked my husband to call her because his English is more perfect. It's perfect. He don't in England. So we contact same thing. We were face a wall because they say yes, they take the case, but they never register a claim because after few months after we had a trade from the town who I think the department to I don't remember exactly, but they ask us to remove all the debris, or they will do it and they will take they will take the property what left. So I say I don't remove nothing for now because I want a criminal investigation because it's very important. We need a criminal investigation and we need to leave all the evidence. So when they start to treat us and refuse the criminal investigation, I say something wrong. I don't know what happened. And after a few months again, I had the guy supposed to be our official correspondent tell us, oh, we will, they say, oh, I would inform you, we will reclassify your property on land, not on house. I said, no, you don't reclassify the tax on land, you live on house because I want an investigation and I want my house back. So they didn't respect nothing. I think because we don't receive any tax bill for the house anymore. We receive only for the land. They will classify the house in land, and I said no. I told them no. I said I need an investigation. They don't put my house on land tax. They live on house tax. So they didn't respect that. So that was the first claim they refused. First violation. No, second, because first violation, they refused to make a criminal investigation. The second violation, they refused to leave my house on the tax on house they put on land. And they refused, and they treat me to remove all the evidence of the criminal investigation, and I refuse. And they treat me to take my property if they do it. So I say, okay. So we have 3 violations on my human right, on my right of property. After what they did, it's so long. After what they did, so when I seen all that, so I contact so after I seen the plane, so I follow the very official diplomatic way. So on the website of Canada Embassy, they say if you have a criminal case between Canada and another country, you go on the police, your local police, you expose the situation, and after they will contact the official law enforcement Canadian, the authorities. So you go on your police, local police, and after that follows the diplomatic way on to open the investigation in Canada. So I did that. Maybe 1 year or 2 years, maybe 1.5 years. They block it too. So they block it. They block all way to get justice in Canada from us directly, because we were outside Canada, we live in USA, and when you take the official way from USA to Canada, they block too. So when I seen all these things and they treat me at same time to put pressure to delete all evidence, so I contact the Human Rights Commission and I expose all the situation about the violation and ask about the violation on my human right, so of the right to have a criminal investigation, to have justice, and the right to have reparation, so need a criminal investigation. On my right of property, they touching. What a lot of all the legal question, and I say why they blocking justice, so I expose everything on the situation of the wall I have, like wall of corruption. So this commission dismissed my request too. They dismissed. So I received that a few months ago. So they dismissed. So in the same time, so when I realized it's a international corruption. So I contact the ICC. I contact by mail directly. So I post it to LA, to Netherlands, in Europe, from USA, and I opened maybe 3 times we open a claim. I made online exposed of this situation. And I never had answer, never in your way. So I was faced of corruption, international corruption. And it's at this time I start to investigate to understand what's going on. I say, what's wrong with these people? So my house burned and everybody blocked justice. It's at this time, so I back on my title, and I found the letters from owner left for us. I didn't read at this time, but my husband read it. And I take my time to read that, and I discovered that was not a basic house. It's not just because it was heritage. It's the Captain Cheney was someone connected with the history. I mean, he was a descendant of William Cheney of Rosebery, Boston, basically from England, and after they built the colony of Massachusetts. And he was a big landowner. And so they were from Boston, and one of the descendants, so another son of William, so that was William II, William Cheney, I think the number 5 of the generation. He moved, so this one was William Cheney of Newbury, and he moved in Conmaham, who is Canada now, but he was USA. He moved in Conmaham during the war, 7 years of the war, French-Indian War. So I think the war finished with the Treaty of Paris of 1763. This war made the map with the map of the 13th colony on the 14th, because Nova Scotia was the 14th colony. But you have the maps of the 13th colony. On this map was used during the American independence to make the border of USA too, because it just follows the map of 1763, Treaty of Paris, to make, because you could see that on the Treaty of Paris of 1783, who legalized the independence of USA few years after the war of independence, who started in 1775 to 1782, and finished in Guadeloupe, in my island. It's why everything's connected, because it's Guadeloupe who opened the legalization of independence of USA legally, because the details they forgot, it's the independence war was when in 1781, should have Big Bay, something like that. So it's a French history, Lafayette, everything. But the UK, what they did, they went to attack Guadeloupe because the French helped USA. So the thing is, Guadeloupe, they captured Guadeloupe in war of seven years, and that makes the fortune of Boston, everything. The thing is, when the Treaty of Paris 1763, that the thing is, it exchanged Guadeloupe with Canada. And Guadeloupe was the base of the economy. It was sugarcane fortune, sugarcane gold. And that made the fortune of Boston, because when they captured Guadeloupe at this time, they developed the Boston worm, with the molasses, and that was the currency for the slave trade. And that made the fortune. And when they exchanged, after the war, they exchanged Guadeloupe with Canada, so the British lost this part of their resource, their fortune, Guadeloupe, the home of Boston. So Boston continued to deal with Guadeloupe because the British, when they seen they lost this fortune, they put the sugar tax, and to target Guadeloupe directly because they lost Guadeloupe. So they decided to tax the French on the sugar because they were broke. But Boston say no, they continue to deal with Guadeloupe. And the revolt started, the independence started about the sugar tax. That is the true story. Because that was the fortune, the currency, the worm. Nobody drinks the tea, they drink worm. As a parrot, everybody. So, Boston refused the tax on the sugar. And after they talk about tea parties, the tea, no. It's not the truth. That it's a detail to don't talk about the truth. So Boston, so the revolution started about the tax, who touched the interest of the fortune of Boston, the Rome. So we're back on the Treaty of Paris, 1783. So when Lafayette helped the last victory to win the Revolution War in 1781, the British, she ran down on Guadeloupe to capture Guadeloupe again because they remember they captured Guadeloupe for the first war before the revolution. And this time the French wasn't ready for that. They won the war of 1782 and they captured Guadeloupe. At this time, the French tricked Britain to take all the Caribbean island and Jamaica. Start by Jamaica, where is the principal island to help them to rise after lose the USA. So they negotiate at this time to bring back Guadeloupe, and the French and USA don't take all the Caribbean. So they negotiate Jamaica with Guadeloupe back to France, and at this time Guadeloupe negotiate to legalize the independence of USA. So it's the things, this step is connected with Guadeloupe and Treaty of Paris, 1783. So after, so me, I'm Guadeloupean, and I bought this house. So the Captain Chenet, he from the family, I think built really a success of Massachusetts colony. And so during the war of 1783, they decide to move in Grand Maham, to say it's USA, because you have the Indian who try to take this island. And they just took the island for them. That was the island of their family. And what happened in 1841, no, before that you had Aristotle about some conflict about violation of Missouri Compromise, who was on 1820. And so Aristotle, it's after, I think, because the student, the ancient is stolen because it wasn't legal, U.S. territory on the Webster, something like that, treaty in 1842, and was illegal because connected with extradition of slave, and it wasn't legal, and they just exchanged territory without a vote of all the American, without the Congress, because you could not take its territory of USA like that. You need all the country agree on. USA don't give this territory. So that was totally illegal, all the stuff. So the thing is, Captain Chinen, he follows the Treaty of Paris, 1783, Article 2, and he built my house following all the point to make the border of USA. That is the connection with my house, and why the reason Canada destroyed my house. Because they stolen territory of USA.